Will this Bitcoin summer be a dangerous period? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, whenever you're watching this video. Welcome to the Bitcoin family channel. For the newcomers, my name is Didi. In today's video I have two amazing news items, I have 5 amazing charts, and I have an inspirational quote that's about Bitcoin. So let's quickly jump into the news first now to show you what I read this morning while waking up in the beautiful España. Buenos dias. Bam. The first news item today, guys, is about El Salvador. Nayib Bukele, the president, he was forced by the IMF to stop making Bitcoin a legal tender and to stop accumulating Bitcoin each and every day. Now, Nayib, a very smart president, of course, said, okay, if you loan me 1.5 billion, I will stop. So he got his loan, and what did he do? He kept accumulating Bitcoin. Maybe legally he said, okay, Bitcoin is not a legal tender anymore. It can't be forced upon two people to use, but people are still allowed to use it. So it's not like a forced asset that people need to accept. So like a grocery store can say, okay, no, we don't accept Bitcoin. Before they couldn't say that. So now, yes, it's not that kind of a legal tender anymore. But on the other hand, people can still use it in El Salvador, and he should have stopped accumulating Bitcoin. Now, since that agreement with the IMF, he accumulated 240 Bitcoins. And I really like that about this president, Nayib Bukele. I really like that he says to the IMF, oh yes, come, give me your 1.5 billion. We can use it to build up our country. And then bam, he says, fuck you, we keep accumulating Bitcoin. And I think it's his right as a country to accumulate Bitcoin, especially now that also the United States and all those other countries are treating Bitcoin as a strategic reserve. All of the world, all countries are accumulating Bitcoin, so why shouldn't they be accumulating Bitcoin? And they have the money, that 1.5 billion now already in their pocket, so no worries there. Nayib can start to build his Bitcoin city that he promised to build. I don't know if that's going to happen, but he still is one of the presidents that was the first pro-Bitcoin president, making it a legal tender, and by that reaching the international news. Even the IMF starts to interfere and they say, fuck off, we keep accumulating Bitcoin. And that is exactly what you as a normal person should be doing as well. Even if you're living in the Netherlands and the government is telling you, don't buy Bitcoin, you're not allowed to buy Bitcoin, not on this exchange, not on this way, not like non-KYC, etc., etc. Just say, fuck it. I buy and hodl Bitcoins the way I want to buy and hodl Bitcoins. And do you know why, Mr. Prime Minister of the Netherlands? Because you can't stop me. That is the beauty of Bitcoin. It can't be stopped by the government. It can't be stopped by force of the police. It can't be stopped by an army. It can't be stopped by anyone. You can buy Bitcoin in the way you want to buy Bitcoin. If that is by traveling to another country to buy it there with cash, or if it is online using certain services, you can buy and hodl Bitcoin completely anonymous without your government knowing. And that is exactly the true fundamentals behind a peaceful, anarchistic, freedom economical system called Bitcoin. You should be able to use it whenever you want, however you want, and send it to wherever you want without any centralized entity being able to stop it. That's why that's called decentralized. Okay, that was the first news item. Congratulations, of course, again to Nayib by just accumulating each and every day 1 Bitcoin. Let's jump into the second news item. But let's take first some coffee. While I have the sun on my face, the beautiful waves on the back, and of course some banana trees as well. But that's not what you are watching here. You're watching somebody talk about Bitcoin, blockchain and life. So the second news item is about US dollar Tether. They just froze another $12.3 million. Now, the discussion is this good or not good? Like, is it good that a stable coin can freeze asset? Is it still a cryptocurrency? Is it still decentralized? Because if they can freeze assets, should that be able? Like, they can't freeze my Bitcoins, why are they able to freeze their Tethers? And do we still need to trust Tether because of it? Or do we need to trust USDC, which is even more centralized? Or do we need to trust one of the other new stablecoins that will be created in the upcoming time, guys? That is a very valid question I'm receiving each and every day. Now, to be clear, I use USDT, I use USDC, I even used DAI, and I used also some other small stablecoins that I want to play around with and check how stable they are. USDT for me has always been my biggest hold when it comes to stablecoins. Am I afraid they will freeze my stablecoins? No, because I am doing everything in a legal way. Am I happy that because of the latest huge hack by the Lazarus Group from Korea, this USDT company was able to freeze a shitload of millions of dollars in stablecoins from those hackers? Yes, I am. And that is exactly why it's such a difficult discussion. Because I'm very happy when USDT is able to retrieve my stablecoins when somebody hacks them from me. But on the other hand, I don't want people to be able to touch my capital. Now, as long as we do just normal legal things, we should not be afraid that they will freeze our stablecoins. But I would not bet everything 100% on it. So that's why I diversify also in my stablecoins. A huge part in Tether, a huge part in USDC, a huge part in some less popular stablecoins that I won't name because then they know that I own them. But there is a lot of alternatives, and there will be way more alternatives in the upcoming time, in my opinion. I think a lot of new stablecoins will be created. I'm still waiting for the first really good stablecoin on the Bitcoin blockchain backed by Bitcoins. That is then the one that I would trust more and start to use more, of course. But I am not afraid for US dollar Tether to freeze my account because I don't do anything illegal. But for all the criminals, yes, Tether is going after you. If you steal USDTs from a hack, they will be able to freeze it. And I think that is positive in the case of hackers and stealing, but it also means that if the government would force USDT to freeze your wallet because of something that the government thinks that is wrong, Tether could do it. And that is the thing I am fighting against. That's the thing why I went into Bitcoin, to become completely decentralized and to not have any disturbance by those centralized entities that think that they can control your and my life. I will decide how I live my life, and I will decide how my kids live their life. I will not be forced by centralized entities. That is why I went into Bitcoin. And if stablecoins get the ability now to freeze it, yes, I will stay a little bit more in Bitcoin or other decentralized alternative stablecoins that can't freeze my wallets. Now, two news items, amazing news again for today on this beautiful Tuesday. Let's now jump into the charts to show you exactly what is happening to Bitcoin today. And yes, I want to show you what happened in the last couple of summers, July, August, September. Let's take a deep dive in those 3 months to see if it was always a boring or even dipping summer or not. Let's jump into them. Bam! The first chart for today, guys, is this 4-hour chart, of course. Let's take a look at it. 4-hour chart. We bounce on that green line. We are now finding support on that yellow stepping line over there, which is also the wicks into this green box. Now, as long as we stay above this yellow stepping line on the 4-hour, we can still continue this bullish move all the way here to 108 and then 109,000 US dollar. We need to stay with these candles above. We can see already the wicks are really long to the downside, so long wicks, which means there's upward pressure, buying pressure. So if we continue this buying pressure, we can push it all the way to that next level there, that volume of 8,500 and maybe even back into that red area of 109K, but we need to stay on the 4-hour chart above this. Now we can see the green declining, the red on top, which is a bearish sign. We can see the blue almost sideways to the white line, which is also bearish. So let's see how this candle is going to close in 48 minutes, but the next candle needs to be a bullish candle to be able to break in the short term to these levels, guys. If you don't know how to trade or don't want to trade yourself, then use the Bitcoin family algorithms that we have, or become a VIP member of the Didi Bam Bam community, where you're educated about trading, where we give you the tools to make trading way more easy and simple just by owning a few Didi Bam Bam tokens, or become a gold VIP member. You get access to everything. Also to this indicator setup here, where you have buy signals, sell signals, all of that. You can find the information about Bitcoin on the website thebitcoinfamily.com or didibambam.me, guys. Now, let's dive into the summer. I want to show you what happened in the last couple of summers. Now, let's start with 2017 over here. 2017, this was the beginning of June, the 5th of June, there, the birthday of my daughter. In June, we were still, the 5th of June, that week was a weekly candle, we were bullish. After the 5th of June, we had like the 12th of June, the next week. And this week we can see, okay, we went bearish. We went from a level over there of 2,972, yes, that's what we went all in around these levels, and we pulled back here to around 2,500, and even here in July 2,900. Watch out. Please understand, this is a huge dump. This is a dump from 2,900 to all the way 1,900. That's a 30% dump, more than 30%. During that summer, we went sideways. This is here, this is July, also July, we came up again a little bit to 2,000, but we went pretty sideways all the way till this green candle over there. And that green candle was the 7th of August, this one. That one exploded out of that sideways box and bam, pulled up. And we came down again, but then we retested that box. So you see, like if you draw the box longer, so we pulled out of this box, not after the summer, August, bam, we came back again, tested that box, and then we went parabolic all the way till December. So that's the first summer where June was okay, but July was really boring. August, we started to climb up, but we pulled back, and then from September, bam, euphoria. Now, if we go then to the summer in the bear market, that is this summer over there, 2018, let's see what we did over there. Let me draw it again. This is the beginning of June. Okay, the summer starts, we get a huge dump. We get a dump from 7,000, let's say 8,000, all the way here to 6,000. That's a 20% dump. And then, look, we keep supporting that line, we go sideways all the way, this is the bear market, guys, again till September, no, even till there, till November. And then, bam, massive dump. All the way to the bear market bottom over there. That is in the bear market, guys. So that summer was also a sideways summer, and after the summer, we got that last massive dump to the bear market bottom. The next one is over here. This is the start of the bull market of 2021. We are in June over there. This is June. In June, we can see over here, we went bullish up over there, all the way to that level. So we went from 8 to 13,000. This is a beautiful start of the summer. And then that whole summer again, till September here, sideways inside this box. Of course, a bigger box. Let's draw it a little bit different. We should be drawing it like this over there. But that is where we went sideways again in the summer. And then after the summer, again, bam, this dump. This dump shouldn't have been there. This is the COVID crash, you know, that pandemic where everybody was fooled that there was some kind of killer virus. That was over here. And that is why the market crashed. Normally, it would have gone sideways and up from there. That's also why it was a V-shaped recovery, and we went massively up again into the next summer. The next summer is over here, the 1st of June, starting with this candle. Here, all the way till over there, July, whole June and July, sideways, boring, very small candles. You can see this very small wicks, very small bodies, tiny. That's boring, there's not a lot of volatility. And then the end of July, we start to go up a little bit here, this area. There we went up. But also that took all the way till over there, till this candle, October, before the euphoria started. And in October, bam. Just understand how to read these candles. These are tiny candles. The candles are really small, which means there is not a lot of trading in those weeks. It's like a very flat market. It's a boring market. That is what is happening in those periods. And in those periods of sideways boringness, that is when people start to sleep and people even start to sell their Bitcoins because they don't believe anymore in Bitcoin. And that is exactly in the end of the summer, bam, when you get that move. Here, just check that move. Here, this is the beginning of October, we broke out of this box, and then we went from 12K, bam, to 60K. It's times 5, guys, okay? Now, then we had the next summer over here. This was a dip, the first dip. It was in May. Here we are in June again. Let me see, there, June. June, what happened? tiny candles if you compare them to the previous candles. Check those candles over here, how big they are, and these are tiny, sideways in June, but here, August, again, bam, we went up. August till November, massive bullish period. Okay, so June, July. So June, July, August, of which July till now is the most boring month. Those weeks are always sideways almost. And August, sometimes we start to run up again. Then we go into the bear market. So in the bear market, we got again exactly the same. May, June, there. This is the beginning of June. Here, beginning of June, bam, crash. And then we go sideways again till over here, October, another crash to the bear market bottom. Then we get the next summer over here in 2023. Let me see, May, June, beginning of June, we go up, June again bullish, and there those months, all the way into almost over there, what happens? All the way to October, sideways, almost sideways. It's like all tiny candles, check them, those bodies, how small they are. This is like very boring period. Oh shit, a crash, and again, very bored period. And then again, we go up, and here we break out again in October. October, all the way, bam, here into May, almost 70K. And then we arrive where we are now. Here again, we have another summer. Sorry, forgot that one. This is the summer of 24. Let's see what happened last year, June. There, again, that crash in June. And there, again, sideways all the way till that candle, all the way till November. So inside this box, which was a range of 66 or 70K to 50K, 20K range, sideways movements, up, down, bam, explosive move from 60K all the way to 110K. Again, a pretty boring summer. Now, I expect exactly the same to happen now again. This is June at the moment. We still had a beautiful bullish candle. We are already seeing tiny bodies. The bodies are becoming smaller. I expect this to take all the way till the end of August. I expect till August we will see movements from 110 all the way to 100K inside this box. Tiny bodies, big wicks, indecisive market. And then again from August, I expect that last move all the way into here, over there, October, November, there to 160K. That parabolic last euphoria part of the cycle. So where we break out of this box and then we continue into this parabolic cycle. That is what I expect. That is also what I saw happening in the last few cycles. So something like that. And then we break out very parabolic, very steep. That is what we expect. And then again, pull back, come up, full people, and continue the bear market all the way maybe till 80K or even lower, guys. Somewhere like this. That is normally how Bitcoin should be moving, in my opinion. Okay, that was the summer chart, guys. Now let's jump into some more interesting charts for today. Yes, a lot of charts. This is, of course, that we are still following the M2. We can see we are exactly copying the money supply. Here we went down with the price. Now we went up, the prices went going up. This would mean we should be ending up somewhere $130,000 if we keep tracking the M2, guys. Now, this one is very interesting. This is the amount of days that Bitcoin spends in a certain price range. We can see at the moment that Bitcoin has spent 60 days in the range of 100K to a million. This yellow-orange bar, this orange bar, is going to be longer and longer and longer. This is going to be like 2,000 days in the end that we spend between the 100K and a million. We also spent 2,000 days almost between 10K and 100K. We will continue this, guys. Okay, my battery is almost going down. So I need to quickly jump into the next chart now. This chart shows you completely what the difference is between a Ponzi and not a Ponzi. Yes, Bitcoin is not a Ponzi. Look, we keep grinding with Bitcoin upwards. The amount of Bitcoins, there will be 21 million Bitcoins at the end of $2,140. Unlimited supply, not backed by anything. They keep centralized control. This is a scam. This is the scam. This has a fixed supply, backed by energy. No one can centrally control it. This is the honest economy. We are now there. We still have to go all the way till there, guys. This is honest. This is scam. please educate yourself on the difference. That's what I talk about later in the video as well during the inspirational quote. When you are listening to that part of the video, think about these two charts. Now, also showing you that Bitcoin by now is doing more transactions than Visa or MasterCard. 24 trillion for MasterCard, 38 trillion for Visa, 46 trillion transactions already for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the best performing asset, but also the best monetary tool to send money or transact money all over the world. It's already beating Visa and MasterCard, so we are bigger than those two guys. Now, the last thing that I want to add to you is that Bitcoin belongs to this chart as well. Bitcoin belongs to the most important technical disruptions of the world. The printing press, the telescope, the steam engine, telegraph, light bulb, tea card, polio vaccines, whatever it is on this chart. I don't trust the polio vaccines, by the way. Bitcoin is on this as well. Just like the iPhone, social media, hybrid cars, DVDs, the World Wide Web, Bitcoin is also on this chart. And in my opinion, it is one of the biggest disruptions of our lives when it comes to technology, disruptions, and decentralizing the financial industry, guys. That were the charts for today. Let's quickly jump now into the last part. Use my special link down below here to sign up to Bybit and claim your amazing bonus up to 30,000 US dollar. You will receive $30 for just signing up. Use my link down below and click it now. I hope you really enjoyed those charts, guys. Short term, a lot of volatility, which is amazing for all the trading algorithms and all the traders out there. Long term, you know my opinion. My opinion long term is very simple. Bull market top, October 2025, around 160,000. Could we wick all the way to 200k? Yes. Could we only reach 150k? Yes. Around 160k in October. If in October we are around that price level, I will call it a top, guys. And I expect another 12-month bear market. I am not the person about a super cycle. I just expect a lot of people taking profit, 12-month bearishes, then going sideways, and then again the next 2 years going up, making new bull market top somewhere in 2029, guys. Long-term vision. Now, that were the charts. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed them, give them already a thumbs up. Let's jump into the last part of the video now, the inspirational quote. The inspirational quote today is a quote about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is everything that people don't know about computers combined with everything they don't understand about money. That is Bitcoin. And that is why it is so difficult to create adoption, because a huge amount of people doesn't understand computers. A huge amount of people doesn't understand how money works. And that is why they don't understand the need for Bitcoin. The moment people will start to understand computers more, or the moment that we simplify the process of reducing computers, that is the moment when people start to adopt more into Bitcoin. The moment people really start to understand how money works, that's also a reason for people to start adopting to Bitcoin. Because both of those scenarios will make people understand that Bitcoin is the king. The king when it comes to fiat currencies, the king when it comes to store of value, the king when it comes to digital gold, is the king of all assets all time. Not only because of the performance, the profits you make, but also because of the functionality. When people start to understand that they can send how much Bitcoin they want with their telephone to the other side of the world without paying any fees, when people start to understand that they can travel from the Netherlands with billions of dollars on their phone to a country and start to spend those billions of dollars in that country without the need of asking their bank for permission or whatever to use your currency, when people start to understand that power, try to travel with a traditional system with $5 million from the Netherlands to Spain. By car? By airplane? How are you going to do it? It's illegal because you can only travel with 10,000 US dollars. If you use Bitcoin, then it is possible and they can't even see that you're doing it. And these powerful moves that you can do with Bitcoin, the moment people start to understand them, that is the moment that people will start to adopt. On the other side, we need to simplify the technology. The moment their banking app says, hey, now you can buy Bitcoin, that is when the people probably start to buy the Bitcoin. But the issue there is that is not their Bitcoin. Not your keys, not your Bitcoins. If your Bitcoins are in your banking app, the bank is in full control. They can freeze them, they can withhold you from sending them to who you want. It's impossible to call that a Bitcoin. A Bitcoin is only a real Bitcoin if you have it in self-custody on your own wallet. Hardware wallets, software wallets, and full control, where you have your key, where you have your 24 words seed phrase as a backup. Then it's your Bitcoin. Then you can treat Bitcoin the way Bitcoin should be treated. Not if you hold Bitcoin on a centralized entity or on a bank or on a spot ETF, whatever you call it. All not real Bitcoins in my opinion, guys. So that was the inspirational quote for today. Bitcoin is just everyone that doesn't understand anything about computers combined with everything they don't understand about money, and that is Bitcoin. So if you want to become a Bitcoiner, start to educate yourself a little bit more about technology, start to educate yourself a little bit more about the monetary system, how those two work, and then you will start to understand why there is need for Bitcoin. And that is with everything in life. Always do your own research. Teach yourself to understand the things that you want to know. That is how you grow, guys. Thank you for watching. I wish you an amazing day here from the beautiful Spain. I hope you have an amazing day. If you did enjoy this video, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. What do you think about the news? What do you think about the charts? What do you think about the inspirational quote? What do you think about this beautiful location in Spain? Buenos dias, and see you the next time. Bam.